If you watch the NBA, it has changed so much over the years. Dan, the rules are so relaxed.
I go watch the game. There's no more creativity. There's no more imagination. We have basically robots running up and down the court.
The physicality that was a part of the league.
But if you know who you are, you should look at it as information.
The NBA used to hit different.
Make sure that the savior is okay. It wasn't the way it is.
I don't know how you came out of it alive.
There was a lot of two-way players back then that was real niggas. Oh, are you kidding me? You hear what I'm saying to you?
This wasn't entertainment. This was survival.
Down he goes, and the referees are taking him off the floor.
They don't know what it was like to go to the rim in the 70s and 80s. You might not get up again.
Defense has turned optional, and NBA legends are calling foul.
You can't hand check, you can't contest shots.
But how exactly did a league built on gladiators turn into a highlight reel for TikTok dances? How did we get from gritty battles to glorified shoot-arounds? Stick around, because NBA legends are about to explain why the basketball we fell in love with is officially dead. Before we dive deeper, there's an elephant in the room we've got to talk about. Look, I get it. The NBA needs to secure the bag. But turning a crisp 48-minute game into a 3-hour marathon filled with endless commercials and gambling ads?
When you're betting on your favorite players, it helps to think like your favorite player.
At this point, the league has practically made its own product unwatchable. But don't worry, because Adam Silver has a genius solution.
Something else that I'm a fan of, and I'm probably in a minority, as we get more involved in global basketball, the NBA is the only league that plays 48 minutes. And I am a fan of 4 10-minute quarters. I'm not sure that many others are. I mean, putting aside what it means for records and things like that, I think that a 2-hour format for a game is more consistent with sort of modern television habits. I don't think people in arenas aren't asking us to shorten the game.
So instead of trimming down those endless ads, Adam Silver wants to shorten the actual basketball game itself? Sounds like something straight out of a dystopian cyberpunk megacorp. But something's off with the NBA, and even the people inside the league can feel it. Joe Mazzulla led the Boston Celtics to their historic 18th title. And if anyone should be loving NBA basketball right now, it's him, right? Wrong. When asked if he watches other NBA games, his response was,
I add to that, I don't watch NBA games, so I'm just as much a follower as anyone else is.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't like watching the games.
If even the reigning championship coach can't stand watching today's NBA, it's clear something deeper is broken. There was a time when missing a game meant something was seriously wrong. We're talking broken bones, a death in the family, maybe childbirth, and even that was a coin toss. Because for those old school NBA warriors, suiting up wasn't optional. Fans saved up rent money just to sit in those nosebleeds and catch their favorite superstar in person. And the players treated that like a responsibility.
If you get paid to go to work, you got to go to work.
It was a situation that he was seeing almost daily. He had lost the structural stability in his spine. So it would slip into abnormal positions to try and lock itself to get an artificial stability. That's like getting your finger stuck in a door and somebody's still pushing on the door. So what we had to do was unlock his spine, realign it, do techniques that would hold that for 4 hours, 6 hours, that type of thing, and then he'd go play basketball.
Every time I would play, I was wondering if I was going to be in a wheelchair. Was I ever going to be able to, walk on the beach or hold my kids?
Very few people really knew what Larry was living with, because this was Larry's issue, and there was no sharing of his pain.
But today, it's a completely different story. Welcome to the load management era, where players strategically rest like they're rationing a limited supply of basketball. And Magic Johnson can't stand it.
Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
Even for me, I love the NBA game, but then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of load management. Mm-hmm. It's hurting the game. And I was with Michael Jordan, not last summer, summer before last. We ran into each other in Europe. And he says, Urban, I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times throughout his career. He didn't miss one game. He played in every game. We wanted to play in every game. Pat Riley or our trainer, Gary Beatty, had to make sure that they said, no. B, don't put on your uniform. Don't come sitting on that bench, because you want to play, because you want to play for your guys and with your guys. He made me wear a t-shirt.
He wouldn't let him put his uniform on when he couldn't play in the game, because he know he would tear the damn jerseys off and go in the game. So he was like, no. You can put the sweats on, but you gonna have a shirt. No trunks and all that, because we don't want you ripping them off going in the game, because that's what he would do.
Because if I thought we were gonna lose, shoot, I'm getting in there.
And this impacts everyone. As one fan wrote, as a Christmas present, I bought my 10-year-old son 2 tickets to see Steph Curry and Draymond Green play the Pacers last Friday. Neither of us have ever been to a game before. We drive through the snow for 2 hours, and neither of them played. Charles Barkley even doubled down, saying,
I think we have to do something. You know, Dan, last time I was on your show, you asked me a great question. You said, is it load management or just too many threes? And I said, it's really a combination of both.
But maybe the problem runs even deeper. According to Steven Jackson, the NBA isn't just missing toughness, it's lost its soul entirely.
Well, for me, I think the integrity of the game is gone. You know, I think that's what's lost. You know, people fighting to get on the court, people dying to play 82 games. People, you know, just that attitude, that old attitude of the game that some guys still have. It's not everybody. A lot of guys in the league still have it, but as a whole, as the league, as an identity for the league as a whole, it don't have that tough. Every night I'm gonna watch these guys. They gonna compete and try to kill each other to win. You don't have that feel when you watch NBA basketball, and it really doesn't get that way until the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals, and then the finals. That's when most people watch. So, it's a lot of guys that love the game like we did and still want to play that way. You know what I mean? And even though he's not a entertaining guy to watch, or he's not dunking and shooting threes, doing all the exciting stuff, but you love great guys like Draymond who play the game that way, right? They play the game that physical way, that would do anything with the will to win, right? You don't have too many guys. So the integrity of the game has been shot, just shooting threes and, you know, just not having big men in their bank, and like that, just all that in the whole is really the reason why I think the viewership is down. And I think the only way they can get that back is go back to the old style of play and stop catering to offense.
Hit by Pippen. He's got Myers to the hole. Whistle and a foul, and Myers, I think, went into the stanchion. John Starks picks up his 5th personal foul, and Charles Oakley pushes him away from getting in the face of Pete Myers.
Here's the crazy part. It's not just the players who feel distanced from the NBA. Even being a fan has started to feel like a luxury. Gilbert Arenas nailed it with one brutally honest take.
It's expensive to watch games now. It used to be free.
You spending a lot.
You know how much League Pass costs?
League Pass, and you don't even get all the games.
You don't even get the games in your own city.
Yeah, you don't get the Laker games.
Yeah, you don't even get your own teams and your city's games on League Pass.
The reason that is
get
now,
you some cable.
No, that now makes you buy cable too. So you got to buy cable for your own teams, and then you got to buy League Pass to get the League Pass stuff. So what ends up happening is the distribution of games now. They're harder to find.
So let's recap. You're paying a premium for stars who might not play in games that feel like simulations. And you might not even be able to find the broadcast? Good luck. And speaking of things that ruin the experience, let's talk about threes. Analytics were supposed to make basketball smarter, but somewhere along the line, the revolution got hijacked by spreadsheets and spreadsheets alone.
Just because Dirk is 7 feet tall and he's a great shooter, just because Kevin Durant is 7 foot and he's a great shooter, that don't mean all you other 7 foot dummies should be out there shooting jumpers. Everybody tried to model themselves after the Golden State Warriors. You know, Golden State Warriors had the 3 greatest shooters who ever lived. I would put those 3 guys up. They're the greatest shooters that ever lived. So everybody started shooting threes.
Instead of evolving, the game got flattened. Every team started to look exactly the same. Just ask Lou Williams.
What do you think about today's game now? As you sit back and you kind of analyze it as a former player and a fan.
Oh man,
let me throw this at you too, because the ratings for the NBA is down.
Yeah, I would say let's get back to where our best players are being creative again. I think we've allowed science and analytics to have too much of a say in how we play this game. What makes basketball a beautiful game is on a given night you can watch an Anthony Edwards and a James Harden compete against each other, and you watch 2 different styles of play clash, and they're being creative. They're doing things that you've never seen before. They're recreating the game, and then when you put analytics into it, that puts them as the same guy. You know, if they're both gonna shoot 10 threes a night, 10 to 15 threes a night, where is that creativity? When does that shine? So I would beg for some of our I'm gonna start with management, because a lot of teams, they hedge a lot of their bets on the analytics. Let's allow our players to be creative again. You know, analytics is great for a reference point, but for it to be your playbook, for it to be your blueprint, how you're gonna go about things. Like, our greatest players in the game are mid-range assassins. We've taken the mid-range out of the game based on numbers.
Right.
You know, and so where are those guys? Like, where does a DeMar DeRozan fit in this conversation? You know what I'm saying? Where do those style of players fit in today's game? Like, so you telling me these teams shooting 40 and 50 threes a night, DeMar DeRozan don't have value? Like, I watched him hit 5 straight mid-range jumpers to win a game 3 weeks ago, and it was like, where is that?
And Lou's not alone in calling out the data-driven madness. B.J. Armstrong, a 3-time NBA champ, is all for progress, but even he thinks we've hit the danger zone.
I don't understand the logic to say, get the best available shot that you can. What I don't like about the game and what I don't like about this play is because now we hear NBA personnel, executives, head coaches, analytic people, presidents of teams, general managers of teams, tell me to my face, and look at me with a straight face, and they say the following: a 2-point shot is a bad shot. Well, a 2-point shot now is a bad shot. Well, I made it. I'm shooting 60% from, well, that's a bad shot.
If you can put a smaller guy on a strong post player and hold him to 60% shooting, which is a 1.2 points per possession, but on the other side, the guy he has to guard, when he guards him, is making 50% of his threes, or 1.5, you're going backwards. And so that's the challenge, and that's the trade-off.
Analytics are numbers and stats and all that, but they can be broken.
We only want 3 shots. We want the corner threes, we want layups, okay, or we want to get to the free throw line. Now, Mo, I don't understand.
Think about how insane that sounds. The shot that goes in is now the wrong shot. And if anyone's going to give it to you raw, it's Kevin Garnett. For KG, the culture shift in the NBA isn't just happening on the court. It's everywhere. From the locker room to the way the game is played. He says today's players couldn't survive a week in his era.
Man, bro, it's just different. It was very different back then, bro. Real shit. I'm talking about in the locker room. You can't be on your phone in the locker room. Can't. Bro, 20 years ago? Nah, nobody in this era could have played 25 years ago. We said that. And I'm talking about not just the play and all the skill that everybody got, actually was called bad shots and lack of efficiency. It was until they started fucking with all the data and saying take more threes than twos. Before then, we played ball, bro. We didn't give a fuck about all that other shit. And the GM couldn't come down and say, put into a game plan with a coach like Doc or D'Antoni talking about we trying to get touches and touch the paint. Bro, I didn't see.
Yeah, it's hard to say more skill.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nobody in this era has a mid-range.
Bro, you couldn't get, nobody.
Nobody in this era has a post game.
And the ones that do look amazing. Look at Shea. Shea got a mid-range.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And while KG is calling out the culture, Warriors coach Steve Kerr is busy backing the math.
You know, the math is the math. I mean, the Celtics won the title last year taking 50 a game. And I know for us, we need to take a lot of threes. You know, especially before we got Jimmy, we never got to the free throw line. So we had to take a lot of threes. And yeah, it's hard to predict, you know, where it's all going.
Cool, but tell that to Charles Barkley, who just called one of those math-based games the worst he's ever seen.
The Warriors played the Mavericks. It was one of the worst games I've seen. They just, I think it was 140, 130. They just went up and down the court and shot threes. And I was like, man, this is awful to watch. If you're just gonna have a 3-point shooting contest every night. So I think we got to figure out something. Because the most important thing of the game is the fan.
Yeah.
And if they're not watching, you can't keep your head in the sand. You got to say, what are we doing wrong? And like I say, it's frustrating for me because all it is now is a 3-point shooting contest and a free throw contest. And I don't like it. And, you know, like I say, they can get mad, but I don't want to go see a 3-point shooting contest every night. That ain't no fun.
Shaq doesn't want to see it either, and he's really over it.
It's down because we're looking at the same thing. Everybody's running the same plays at the damn top of the key, dribble handoff. I was talking to a coach yesterday. He said they want to shoot 53s. But, you know, they were trying to contemplate if I could play in this era. And it's like, yo, Shaq, we would just shoot 53s. And I was like, well, how much you want to make? We want to make about 10 or 15 of them. I was like, well, that's not going to help you win. But I think everybody's looking at the same thing. And Steph Curry and those guys messed it up. Like, I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team's not a 3-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy, I think it makes the game boring.
And then Shaq dropped the mic.
The game has already been perfect ever since Naismith, you know, created it. It's perfect. We as humans it up. Excuse me. This new era of humans is it up because the way they did it was good. The way we did it, we boom, 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 boom. Golden State came in and changed it. And you made a great point. It's a copycat league. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry, but everybody's not Steph Curry. And that's why viewership is down. But these dudes need to wake up because the viewership down, the money gonna come down.
And the thing is, it's not just the retired legends noticing this shift. Current players are frustrated too.
Our game is, it's a lot of fucking threes being shot. So it's a bigger conversation, just the All-Star game.
Paul George didn't sugarcoat it either.
Analytics kind of took over the game being played from, like, coaches want 3-pointers or they want a layup or get to the free throw line. Like, you know, they might be one guy on the team that they allow to shoot mid-ranges or play in post or play in the mid-range area. You don't really see that too much in offense because everybody wants to shoot threes and get up as many threes because the analytics says threes obviously are more than twos, and the more threes you make, the better chances you have of scoring more points. I actually seen, I think it was on like ESPN or something, where they showed teams going back and forth and they kept missing and missing and missing and missing and shooting, just clanking up threes.
Harden. Here's Harden. Tucker. Gordon is open for three. Oh, Ariza turning and shooting. Ariza again is off. Ariza for three. Cannot find the range.
That did look bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like that did not look entertaining. It's the new NBA, man. It's the new NBA.
A league once known for creativity and contrast is stuck on copy-paste. The modern NBA is well dying, and sometimes all it takes is one highlight reel to show you exactly why. Earlier this year, I see Wemby drop 50. Naturally, I'm hyped. He's 7'4", he's a center. I'm expecting Shaq-level dominance, rim-rocking dunks, backboard abuse, maybe even a poor soul getting sent into early retirement.
Against Dudley, nice three. But Dudley is now going with Shaq and threw the ball in his direction.
But nope. Instead, a 7'4" alien hovering behind the three-point line, launching jumpers like a shooting guard with stilts.
Victor Wembanyama!
No post-ups, no bully ball, just more of the same. And this isn't just a Wemby thing. Take January 23rd, 2025, Rockets versus Cavs. Houston went 7 straight minutes in the fourth quarter without scoring and still won the game 109-108. You know how boring a game has to be for a team to not score for nearly half a quarter and still win? This is what the NBA has become. A group of dudes casually orbiting an arc, throwing up the same low-effort shot over and over and over. One fan said it best. The NBA is garbage, unwatchable, soft league, soft players, no defense, traveling near every drive, no post play. I think it's terminal. And Charles Oakley has had enough.
Not just soft, just doing your skill level. There's no foundation no more, no structure. So you get a lot of bad play, but my thing, I'm glad the guys making a lot of money. I don't blame the guys, I blame management for not holding guys accountable.
Ray Allen, one of the greatest three-point shooters ever, isn't even vibing with the current trend.
I think the game is still extremely entertaining. There is a lack of appeal to it right now watching it because there's so many different dynamics to the game that are being lost. I actually said this a couple of days ago on my Instagram feed, is that the mid-range game is being lost. You know, you look at Toronto a couple years ago when they won the championship, they had some great three-point shooters, but you saw them pump fake and get into the paint and shoot the mid-range shot. You can't always go to the basket because you have a big guy waiting on you, but you've seen them stop midway and take a pop shot. Nowadays, what you're seeing, guys pump fake and step sideways, you know, on the three-point line, and you're making it a tougher shot than necessarily getting into the paint and getting something mid-range. So I believe it's bad for our young kids that watch, because what I tell my boys, and you know, I'm coaching the AAU team currently, and I tell them, I want you guys to pay attention to what goes on in college. Play hard, learn from the NBA, the do's and the don'ts, but don't settle for threes. Like, I hated shooting threes to start a game because you want to kind of build your rhythm into it, get to the free throw line, make some easy layups. And then the best time to shoot a three-pointer is off of offensive rebound. And right now, it's like the first thing that players do. And we have some quality, skilled shooters from behind the arc, but I like to see the bigs have more of a footing back in the game, because, you know, you look at the big guys' field goal percentage, they're shooting, you know, the best throughout a season, maybe 60+%. And that's where a lot of times your bread's buttered, and I think we've gone away from that, and I'd like to see us get back to that.
But then there's Draymond Green. Say what you want about the guy, but he's one of the last dudes in the league still carrying that gritty old school DNA. And even he thinks today's NBA has lost its edge.
I think the physicality has been taken out of the game. And to me, that's boring. The old style of refereeing will come back, where if you've earned stripes, you get a better whistle. That's just the way it used to go. And now, it's not that way. And then you question why is the game boring? You know, Michael Jordan used to get calls, but not the rookie coming into the league. He ain't get no call. The rookie coming into the league got a call, or thought he was going to get a call. He turned to the referee and said, "You ain't call that." And he said, "Who are you? Why would I call that for you? What have you done?" So I think the human element has been taken out of it, and I don't think that makes for a great product.
He's right, because when the game loses its heart, it loses its heat.
Rivers just got ejected because he threw a bow at Stevenson.
What they want to do offensively.
Jordan and Jordan goes down hard, and he looks hurt.
Woolridge set the pick. Jordan lost it. Vinnie Johnson and Lambeer just fired at Jordan. Michael doesn't like it. And now Daly and Olbeck. How do you like this? When do you ever see this? Chuck Daly wants a piece of Stan Olbeck. And now Vinnie Johnson. Stan Olbeck had no business being on the other end of the floor, even though he's protecting the superstar. And Daly said, get out of my end of the floor. Now the crowd is riled.
And that leads us to what used to be the engine of NBA drama, rivalries. Back in the day, Celtics and Lakers hated each other. Magic said it plain as day.
Akeem. Blocked by Barkley. Barkley blocks Akeem. Only 6'4.5". He did it.
Yes, yes.
And the extra pass by Bird to Ewing.
Now, okay, Magic. This is what I said. Let him score 200 to 200. What is that?
And while we're talking about things nobody respects anymore, how about the actual rules? Paul George didn't hold back when asked about the most basic one, traveling.
There's a lot that goes on.
It's almost like the NBA stopped pretending to care about fundamentals, and fans are noticing, just like this one said.
A friend of mine said it best: the modern professional game is nothing but traveling. 3 or 4 or more steps, poor defense, and jacking up threes. Ignoring the fundamentals to try and make a constant highlight reel.
So where does that leave us? A league once fueled by rivalries, grit, and raw passion now feels more like a carefully packaged product. Polished, predictable, and painfully repetitive. The mid-range is missing, the big man's been pushed to the corner, load management's killing the vibe, and the only thing traveling more than NBA players is the traveling they get away with every night. The legends see it, the coaches see it, the fans definitely see it. And if the league doesn't wake up soon, the money will start noticing too. Because when even the players admit they're bored, what are the fans supposed to feel? But don't just take my word for it. Click play on this next video. NBA legends share their problems with today's NBA. Because trust me, they've got a lot more to say.